Hi guys, we're your freshers reps from last year and we're just here to make a quick video on what the role involves and why all of you should apply for it next year. So if you don't remember who we are, my name's Hannah, that's Pretesh and that's Liv and that's just us in the picture there.
As fresher reps, some of your roles will include making medic families, planning the week, making a booklet and wristband to promote the events, and being in charge of the week itself.
Okay, so starting with medic families, you need to write out surveys so you can sort of decide what questions you want to go in there and send one to the parents and one to the kids, and then you go through all the surveys and go through go through what people say and match them up with who you think would be best suited. And it is quite a lot of work, but it is really rewarding because you get to see people meet and they look like they get on really well, and yeah, so it is quite a lot of work, but it's really fun. Yeah.
Okay, so one of the most important aspects of the week is promotion. You need to really hype up the week even before you've planned anything, because if people don't know the week's happening, then you don't really have a freshers week. So add everybody on Facebook, create a massive group chat, create a Facebook group, and post like regularly and immediately that the week is happening, and also highlight that they shouldn't buy the wristbands from Brighton and Sussex. That's a really key point. Then create your information booklet and get it all printed out, so that you need to timetable your week and all your events and any key knowledge that the freshers need to know before they come. Then designing your wristband, get that ordered. And then when the week starts, and also you'll find that people message you on Facebook before the week as well, but you need to be ready to answer questions. And if you don't know the answers to them, then refer the freshers to people who will be able to help them, like faculty members.
So the key to a good freshers week is make sure you organise it properly. During the week, there's quite a lot of stuff that you've got organised. One of the main things is the first night welcome reception. You've also got to make sure you contact all the club and event promoters for the whole week and stay in contact with them throughout the week and make sure you're good to go. The pub crawl for pub golf and beer and tearing are two other ones that are pretty massive to organise, so make sure you get organised with that early and make contact with your whole year group, make sure everyone's aware. And also throughout the whole week, you need to make sure you need to coordinate with MedSoc because you're going to need their help.
Okay, so the week itself, main thing is make sure you have a good time because you've put a lot of work in by this point. So yeah, just try and enjoy it and always be ready to answer questions and know the MedSoc committee, what their roles are, because you're kind of head of the week, so you're going to be in charge, and just make sure that people know what they're supposed to be doing and that they stick to it. And just make sure you stay in really good communication and post lots on social media and really hype up the week. And yeah, mainly you've just got to be mindful that for a lot of people, this is the first time they're going to have done something like this. And so they're going to look to you and ask you questions, and you just need to make sure that you can clarify things so that people have a good time, you included, and yeah, and basically just be responsible but have fun as well.
Okay, so reasons why to apply to this role goes without saying, but glory, like it's just quite satisfying when you are like standing there during Freshers Week and you know that you've organised it all, and people come up to you and they're like, oh, this is a really sick week, and you can be like, yeah, that's because we organised it, it's really sick. So it is just really satisfying, and like everyone just loves a good achievement and a bit of popularity. This is actually the main point though, is that you get to meet all of the Abeledo, because that's quite difficult to do, especially like so quickly, and you literally meet almost 200 people on the first Saturday and the first weekend, and then you get to know them so quickly during the week, and you know everyone's name, and it's just really nice. And also it's good for them as well, because it introduces them to second years, and it makes the whole concept of med school and like different year groups just seem a bit less daunting. But yeah,
if you never want to pay for club entry again, then this is the role definitely to go for, because you don't have to pay ever. And you get free drinks as well, which is really good. And you get free polo as well. So when you're running short of clothes, whip on a polo.
Yeah, so other than there is a lot of work to get into the week, but once the week's done, you can just chill out. You don't have a lot of work. You have to do this presentation, but other than that, you're kind of chilling. You can just sort of take what you want from the benefits. You get the sort of power of creativity. So if there was something you didn't particularly like in your Freshers Week, you can change it, swap it around. You know, there's quite a lot to say for that. And also, I can imagine, like, if organising like a whole week, like, it is quite a big achievement, and so it's quite a good thing to probably put on a. CV. I don't know if you'd put it on a. I don't know if you'd put it on a CV, but you know, you can use it for something. I'm sure there'll be a job sometime where you can get some benefits. Yeah, it's quite a good learning experience, and I think that is the end. Yay! And one last tip: make sure that you're really, really good friends with the people that you run with, because you will have to go through a lot, and it can bring you closer together. But yeah, make sure that you trust them, and make sure that you take the role seriously, because it is pretty big deal.
But it's fun. It's a good role. You're basically just organising clubs and like lots of different events every day. So apply.
Right.
Okay.
Woo.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, is it still going?
Hi everyone, hope you're all keeping safe during this time. So we're being Jan, and we're the society reps for MedSoc from 2019 to 2020. We're going to tell you a little bit about this role and what our highlights were and not so highlights, and why you should apply to be a society's rep. Everything's been a bit weird since this pandemic, but hopefully come September with the new society rep, the societies will be in full swing.
So our role is basically communicating between USU, MedSoc and the societies. So we want to ensure that every society's voice is heard during the meetings. We want to support societies to get their funding, to be able to affiliate and to hand over. Our overall commitment to the MedSoc members is to ensure everyone has a society that they like. Sorry, my dogs are here. Or have the opportunity to create one. So everyone has an all-round uni experience.
So are you suitable for the role? As long as you can work well as a pair, communicate well between the different groups you're interacting with, and are organising very well through the job, you will be perfect for the role. As your role is great that you can work as a pair, because both of you can support each other and then do separate things and come back to each other on a weekly basis. So it's more fun that way, really.
Yeah. This year we've loved doing the Freshers Fair and pub quiz. Big up Freshers Week. We've created new documents, policy and handbooks to make the admin and management of the societies easier. And we've attended the new USU Societies Committee as the MedSoc representatives, which has been really helpful on knowing how to run our own societies as well. And generally just pranced around in polos.
So for our best moments, like, I think I've quite a lot, but for me, I would definitely say the pub quiz and meeting societies to put on talks and pub quizzes and different socials, especially in Corona, has been really one of the best parts.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think it's really nice seeing all the societies still being active during Corona, like still doing talks, doing pub quizzes. And I think during the year it was really fun to work with USU and sort of like build new relationships there, which was nice.
And definitely to get the murmur on paper as well. That's been big.
Defo.
Yeah.
Well done. So pros and cons, clearly all that needs to be said is there are more pros than cons. You don't have to have passed your numeracy test for that one.
So, improvements for next year. There's quite a lot of space for improvement, that you can come and make a difference as a society rep. It's all down to you on how much you want to put it in. We would have loved to set up a non-medic membership. We have started, but that needs a lot of work as well. We know a few societies that have some non-medic members and fully embrace the non-medics as part of the societies for them to contribute to events. So it'd be great to start up more of a membership, and sort UBSU room bookings out, because it's so horrible that we can't book on Brighton campus, and just encourage more societies and socials to help them take the reins and plan their own events more.
So we hope to see you guys apply.
Yeah, good luck. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, getting your videos, getting your manifestos, and I hope everyone's keeping happy and safe and healthy and preoccupied during Corona.
We love all societies. Green medals and peas. When the press walks in with a fun request and a plan for their event, we get hyped.
Wanna help them out, need funds, give med stocks a shout. You soon need preparing. COVID and can't stop caring. OVP, wanna work with you. For the soft picture, your face in the bulletin, organizing for the win. So Google job. You say you want to do society, well use me, cause I thought have equality. I've seen the polos, points on the portfolio, it's sick, quick. Get your manifestos lit. You love Mama magazine. Which side is the thing? Take the role next year and improve on that. More non-medics on staff. So medics, yeah, medics. Do you want to do society? Then make it. Make that medic committee.
Follow the Moscow down to goalkeeper.
Guys, this is Maddie and Jordache, and we're the social sex, and we're just going to talk to you a bit about our role. So firstly, we're aware that the role is very different right now, but hopefully we'll work our way back towards a kind of new normal. And when that happens, if you're social sec, you're responsible for organising predominantly all the nights out, and also you help work with societies if they want to sort of raise money and organise nights out.
The main two events that you'll be responsible for are the end of phase 1 drinks and then the winter ball. So the winter ball is at the end of first term, and it's for the first and second years, and it's a really nice event for everyone to celebrate, you know, the end of first term. And then you also have the end of phase 1 drinks, which is an event for the second years, to celebrate the end of phase 1 before they move to the hospital, which is a really nice thing to organise.
In terms of the skills required, I would probably say you have to be super organised, because obviously there are a lot of timelines before like you schedule an event. And also just be super friendly, because you know you're talking to a lot of people and meeting a lot of new people, and that probably goes as well with just like getting to know the person you're applying with. Like it works well if you're just really good friends and you can like talk quite easily.
I'd also say that it's really important that you are professional within your role, because even though obviously you want to have fun on a night out, you will be working with club promoters and you want to have a good relationship with them from the beginning. But I think it's really important that you enjoy going out, because I always found, especially for us, our socials went so much better if we went out as well. So yeah, it's important that you guys enjoy going out.
My favourite bit of the role is probably like just getting free entry is pretty nice. Like you rock up and like everyone knows you, you kind of feel cool. And also probably just seeing everyone being super happy after nights out. Like I know that sounds a bit weird, but you do put in quite a lot of effort, and even if it's behind the scenes, feeling like you're contributing genuinely to everyone's experience, like within MedSoc, is pretty cool.
So my favourite bit was probably organising the winter ball at the end of first term. I think just because like you put so much work into it, and it was really fulfilling seeing your night go really well at the end. Yeah, that was my favourite bit. So if anyone applying has any questions about being social sex, then feel free to message either Maddie and I, and we'll try and answer questions.
Listening to the wind of change.
organ and we have had the role of sports reps for the past year. We have really enjoyed our role and found that we have acquired lots of new skills that can be translated into other things. Our role is to act as the voice for the sports teams that the med school have. We communicate between captains and the team at Sports Brighton to book pitches, sort out the finances and organise some of the big sporting events. These include sports socials, varsity and the sports meal, to name a few. The role is suitable for anyone who wants to get involved in medsoc irrespective of whether you do sports or not. It requires you to be well motivated, organised and have good communication skills. Our favourite thing that we have done in this role is varsity, which we helped organise with the sports rep from Southampton. This main thing we have learnt from this role is the importance of delegation and communication, as this is key to help in this role. We unfortunately didn't get to do the sports meal this year, but this was one of our highlights in first year. Being on the committee also allows you to get involved with other things, which is also great fun. Being sports rep allows you to meet and work with people you wouldn't have previously. It was really fun working with the Freshes reps to organise Togo Night, and with Southampton for varsity. We have also worked with Sport Brighton regularly for general tasks, but also for more fun things such as exploring ideas for new sports teams and kit. Overall, we think that the role is really good fun, but you must be organised to make sure that the tasks don't mount up. It is one of the more challenging roles on medsoc, as it requires you to organise all the teams as well as doing their finances, but you will learn a lot doing this role and hopefully enjoy it. Being an all-encompassing role does mean that you get a lot of freedom and can make the role suit how you want to work. You also learn a great range of skills and are able to get really stuck in with all the teams. Something that we would change is the guidance available to you in this with regard to spending money and how teams should be organised. But we will work with whoever gets the role next year to help them with this. We are also more than willing to help with the sports meal and sports day next year, as we are pretty sad we've missed out on that, as it is a highlight of the medsoc calendar. If you have any questions or are thinking about going for the role, then message one of us. It is a really good role and would definitely recommend it.
August summer night, soldiers passing by.
Hello, my name's Fran, and this year at medsoc I was a social inclusivity representative, which is a really fun role because you get to organise socials, go to the socials, and meet lots of lovely new people. To do this role, you will need to be creative and organised. It's basically really easy, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to message me.
Thank you for listening.
Listening to the wind of change.
Hey guys, Shash here. I'm going to talk briefly about my role as the IT and comms rep on medsoc. Including what the role entails, the best parts, and my funniest moment in the role. So what do? I manage the website and ensure the content is up to date. So that means getting committee details on that at the beginning of the year, making sure the winter ball pictures go up, and updating the website software regularly, ensuring the domain is secure. I manage the social media accounts, that's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That includes retweeting stuff on Twitter, uploading pictures wherever possible, making sure the committee has access to all of these accounts, and basically ensuring that medsoc has a continuous online social presence. I create the surveys, that's both social surveys and evaluation surveys. In most cases, whoever wants a survey will just give me their questions, I'll put them onto the survey and I'll send the link out. And when the results come in, I send them back to the people. I research new ways to improve the website, so sometimes if I see something that would look good on the website, like a picture slider, a notice board, or a contact form, I make sure that it gets put onto the website. resetting committee email passwords. So every committee member has their own committee email, so I reset passwords whenever asked. I also keep an eye on how much storage is allocated to the accounts to ensure that the inbox never gets full. Finally, I assist with technical difficulties wherever possible. What have I done this year? So I helped MedSoc with Microsoft Teams when we found out that Term 3 was going online. That meant making tutorial videos, which some of you may have seen. I helped Sarah Newbury whenever a 200-year-old laptop failed in lectures. I pressed the red record button in lectures. It was very important. I made that cool background at the beginning of this video. It's quite wavy. I thought it was quite cool. Skills acquired. So I come from a pretty tech-based background as it is. I mean, I am Indian. It's basically my DNA. But I learned a lot about programming and coding, a lot about MedSoc's online infrastructure, a lot about website and data management. Learning all these things, I became more Indian, and so can you if you become the next IT and comms rep. Where could I have improved? So I could have turned up to more meetings, not gonna lie. Sorry, Danny. Getting content from people for the website faster, so, just being more on it, making sure that, deadlines are met. Best parts of my role. Helping people. Psyched. Obviously the MedSoc blue polo. Funniest moment in my role. I actually deleted the website at the beginning of the year. No one noticed, but it haunts me in my sleep sometimes. Thanks for listening, guys. If you've got any questions about the role, just drop me a message.
Me and Kheelan have been asked to talk to you a little bit about the treasurer role, and the main thing that you're going to have to be doing is keeping up to date a spreadsheet with all the transfers to and from different societies, as well as being in charge of the MedSoc bank account. What that means is that you'll be the main person that the committee will look at for any kind of advice or financial advice during MedSoc meetings when doing any sort of decision. So it is quite a key role within MedSoc, which is quite exciting. So next year we're also going to start doing monthly financial reports so that the committee has a better idea of how MedSoc is financially and how much we can invest into different events. So you can look forward to that. You'll have to work in a pair, so that means that you should pick someone that you are willing to work with quite a lot, and that you work with them quite well, and it will make the job a lot easier since it will be a nice journey that you can both go into together. You'll build up a lot of knowledge in terms of financial use of money and budgeting for the different balls that MedSoc runs, as well as the different events. And overall, it's quite a rewarding job in the sense that it's quite hard, a lot of hard work, but it's also one of the most important roles within the committee. And it's also one of the roles that is going through the most changes in the next few years. So all the changes that you do while you're in this position will be felt throughout the future of MedSoc. So it's quite an exciting role to be in for the next few years. So if you have any sort of financial interest and you know someone else that has those interests too, make sure that you pair up with them and run for this role before it gets taken up. And we'll see you for the summer handover.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping safe. So I've been welfare rep this year, I'm Samantha. The role is basically about finding ways or initiatives that can help support medical students and advocating for welfare issues. So my favourite thing about the role is that I've got to meet so many people in different years and be able to help represent them at meetings or just offer advice. And I think that's been really nice because it makes you feel more connected with the community and helps to give something back in a way. My favourite and funniest moments were probably at dog therapy. It was lovely just to see how happy it made everyone, and the help that I had from some of the first years was really sweet, because it was all a bit of a rush at the start because the room wasn't ready. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed getting to know people I probably wouldn't normally talk to. So I think that's a really good point about being on MedSoc in whatever role. It can be a bit of work sometimes, and it can be really frustrating if you can't quite get through what you'd like to get through. For example, we're doing a welfare cupboard, which I've got all the stuff for, but sadly coronavirus and some other things has means that it's probably not going to happen until September, but hopefully we can get it out there for you guys. And it's a lot of coordinating and things, but it's really fun. I've enjoyed it, and I think one of my favourite things is that you also get to have a role on the Tea with Tarina committee, so I've really enjoyed being president with that this year, and doing the craft afternoon and just having really relaxed chats with people. And it's just nice that it's a safe space. If you do want to bring something up, you can, but also if you just want to have a little chat and share advice, it's great. I think the nicest thing is that you get to meet people in other years as well, which I don't think you normally do quite so much. So I think getting involved in any society is really good for that. If you have any questions, please message me or email me. I'm happy to help if anyone wants to go for it, or if at all you just want to talk. Then people, like in these different challenging times, then we're all here for you within MedSoc and on the Tea with Tarina committee. Good luck to anyone who applies.
Did you ever think that we could be so close, like brothers?
Hi guys, my name's Miriam. I'm your graduate rep this year, and I'm going to do a quick video about the roles and responsibilities if you're interested in applying for next year. So I would say there are two main roles. The first role is to be able to be there to answer graduate concerns, more child concerns. If any students approach you, they email you, just making sure you're able to listen and kind of have an understanding of what it's like to be a graduate or mature student in med school. I would say the second part of the job, and probably the most fun part, is actually being able to put on socials, events that are tailored towards graduate and mature students, what you think they might like. And you only have to do this once a term, and you can also collaborate with fresher reps, you can collaborate with the social inclusivity rep, and you can just help put on a really great freshers, really great events, and it's a lot of fun. So what skills do you need to have? I would say you just need to be friendly, be approachable, be able to listen, and have a passion as well to be able to put on these events. And I think that is it. If you are interested in applying, or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope you're keeping safe, and good luck.
The future's in the air, can feel it everywhere.
Hi, my name is Zara, and I'm here to talk about being sponsorship rep. So being sponsorship rep means being in charge of MedSoc's income from sponsors. So usually what we do is we offer a product such as a social media post in exchange for sponsorship from the sponsors. And it's busiest just before September, because you need to set up freshers fair, invite the different sponsors to come, and as well as freshers you need to organise sponsorship throughout the year and for balls and stuff. So the skills you'll need to be organised, because there's a lot of timetabling and you have to send things out on time, you have to check your emails on time. You need to have good communication skills, because not only will you be emailing backwards and forwards with the sponsors, you'll also be posting regularly on the social media pages. And you'll have to be quite good at working in a team, because not only are you going to be working within MedSoc in general at meetings and stuff, but you'll also be working with the treasurers to organise payments for sponsorship, and with the presidents when it comes to coming up with new sponsorship packages, and talking to, I don't know, like club promoters or whatever to set up a sponsorship plan for the year. And I guess just being quite friendly, being quite persuasive, you really want to sell that this is a product that the sponsors do want to buy, and they do want to sponsor us because we do a lot of great things. And yeah, so if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. Just find me on Facebook or by email or whatever, and good luck.
So this presentation is about being RAG president. So I'm Hannah and I've been president this year. So the role entails organising events, running the RAG committee, raising money for charities and talking to those charities about what you've been doing and keeping them up to date with how much you've raised. What we've done this year, so we've had D-Rag, G-Rag, Rag Week, Rag Raids and other smaller things like the candy canes at Winter Ball and some cake sales. My best moment of this year was probably D-Rag because we had almost 200 people come to that. We raised around £800 and it was just a really good night and I think everyone had fun, so that was nice. Pros of the role, you get involved in a lot of events and meet lots of people. You get very involved with the first years because you meet them in Freshers Week obviously and then continue to run events for them throughout the year, and second years also get very involved in that, so it's nice. You get very involved with phase 1. You get to be on the MedSoc committee as well as being president of a society, so you get 2 roles here, so that's quite good. Cons of the role, so it does require quite a lot of time management and organisation, and it can be quite time consuming. And it can also be really easy to take on too much if you don't delegate to your committee very well, which is something I struggled with. So what I would like changed for next year, so I was thinking it would be nice to fundraise for different charities throughout the year instead of picking just 2 at the start, and then have events linked to the aims of the charity. So for example, D-Rag would be for an LGBT charity, you could have an International Women's Day event for a women's refuge charity, and then you could take ideas from people throughout the year. If there was a specific charity they wanted to fundraise for, they could come to you with an idea and you could help them organise that. We'd also change the roles on the RAG committee to make them more relevant and make sure everyone gets more involved, and have phase 2 reps to get phase 2 more involved in RAG as well.
Hi guys, my name's Kristi and I am the Secretary for MedSoc. My job involves organising meetings, making agendas and taking minutes of those meetings, and then distributing them back to you guys so you're all kept up to date with what's going on in MedSoc. I love MedSoc because it brings together people from all different years and creates a real sense of community.
Put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. They charge the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night I heard the screen door slam.
Tomorrow, dream away.
Are you recording? Yes, I am recording. Okay, good. All right. Cool. So our role is that we are the first year reps. And who would you say our role is suitable for, Alex?
I say let's go for people who are outgoing,
absolutely,
high, responsible, and organised. This is a high-pressure job, and you need those qualities.
It really is, because if you think about it, you're organizing a week's worth of entertainment for your fellow peers. And it's really important to just look beyond, the fun and the partying, and actually being able to keep a cool head and be ready for anything that might spring your way, which often, something might come up. So it's really important that you're on your toes and you're responsible and you have the maturity to deal with anything that might come your way. And this year what we've done so far is organize the KT social and first term social, which was really, really fun. And then we also did refreshers, which was a great success. And we had a lot of fun organizing it. And it was really good to see everyone. And then 3 freshers as well, which ended up being a bit of a virtual 3 freshers. But, what can you do?
Yeah, we didn't do what we wanted to do, considering the circumstance. But I think we gave it a good go. We had fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to have all the years involved as well. So that was really fun. Yeah. So what would you say the best moment of the year was?
I think just all those nights handing out wristbands to everyone, getting to see everyone and seeing what they interpreted our theme as. They're all very excited. I'm too excited.
It is really great fun. It's a great way to interact with everyone that you haven't seen for the whole of the break all at once and in such a good mood, and it's really a joy to see. And also to see people enjoy your work as well. That's one of the great pros of the job. And speaking of other pros.
Yeah, so I think, as you said, coming up with themes, and you have the power. You get to pick them. Obviously, you've got to pick one that people like, but at the end of the day, you've got the power. You can pick whatever's in your wardrobe. And I think, again, seeing everyone. And then getting to meet some club owners. It's pretty cool. We kind of get in there.
Yeah. Get a cheeky job offer once in a while, maybe.
Yeah. You never know.
Yeah.
And getting to participate in other events like sort of laser tag and getting to meet people that you wouldn't have ordinarily met. And it's fun.
Yeah.
Good fun.
But it is important knowing as well that there are some kind of difficulties of doing the job. You do have to stand out in the cold in January, handing out wristbands and waiting for people that are very late as well. And there's also an immense pressure to do something that your whole year will like. And when you have 200 people to please, some of them attending the non-drinking events and some of them attending the drinking events and trying to be in both places at once and in different headspaces can be quite challenging.
Also balancing work, this is a lot of responsibility. It's especially at the beginning of the 2 terms, it's a lot to cope with when you want to hit the term running. So being able to sort of balance
Yeah, no, there's no way you're gonna be on top of the term if you're organizing the entire refreshers and 3 freshers. Just forget it.
Which comes back to what we said before about being organised, being responsible.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a lag there. So it's really important, like you said, Alex, for whoever takes up this role next to be organised. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Was there anything else we forgot to mention?
I don't think so. It's a brilliant job. It's great fun. I wouldn't change it well.
Well, it is a great job. But again, I think that whoever picks this role has to really understand what it means, because it's not just, going to parties and binge drinking and being with people. It's also attending a MedSoc meeting every week and, being able to voice your peers' opinions and also to be able to organize the entire week as well, which is a huge responsibility. But one thing that we would like to see changed, however, is to get some kind of some of the perks that other social sex in MedSoc would get, like the black cards and stuff like that. Because if you sum it all together, we do organize 2 KT or almost 3 KT socials and 2 hold freshers weeks. So the number of events that we organize is quite close to the social sex and definitely more than the freshers reps. No teen or shade or anything, but it would be nice to get some of that, a bit of an extra perk and a bit of an extra push to stay on the January nights. in the cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it's a great job, and I've had a lot of fun with it, and I wouldn't have changed my position at all.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yeah, and that whole week is brilliant. Like from getting up in the morning and doing the announcements before lectures.
Oh yeah, and being ridiculously hungover and sleep deprived by the end of the week. Not even by like the first day.
And badgering people to come on time, and they come 1 minute before the deadline.
Oh yeah. It's great. It's great fun. But yeah, whoever gets this job next, I'm sure you'll do a great job, and I wish you all the best. And you can always come to us if there's anything.
Oh yeah, always. We have all our wisdom to impart.
Oh yeah.
All our mistakes that we have made.
Oh god. But yeah. All right. It was good to meet you, whoever this is going to. But yeah, it's Jimmy and Alex signing out.
Bye.
Bye. Oh wait, shit! I was about to hang up on you. That's not what I meant to do. How do I stop recording this?
Hi everyone, I'm Matei.
Hi guys, I'm B.
I'm with the current Bsms third year reps. One of our main roles that we have as third year reps is to attend weekly MedSoc meetings, which is a place where we can voice our opinions and have our say for how MedSoc is run.
Another thing that we do is to organise socials for our year, and we also liaise with fourth year reps to organise socials for phase 2. In addition to this, we do help out the rest of the committee with big events such as Freshers or DRAG.
And possibly the best bit and the most important task that we have is organising the halfway there ball.
And unfortunately, due to the current situation, me and Matei couldn't do this, but it is the biggest job of being a third year rep, and it can take up a lot of your time.
One of the fun things that we did was planning all the decorations for the ball and planning how the venue will be set up, as well as coming up with the quizzes and the prizes that we're going to be given in the night.
And in terms of skills required for this role, I'd say one of the most important ones is to have good organizational skills. Planning the board takes a lot of work, and you need to be able to do that alongside your academics as well. And it's really unfortunate that me and Matei didn't get to fulfill our role this year. However, we've really enjoyed being part of MedSoc, and when we did start planning the board, it was actually a lot of fun.
Like B said, being third yearists was a really fun experience. We had a great time, and we encourage as many of you to apply.
Bye.
Bye.
Walking down the street, distant memories.
Hi, I'm Ibs, and as intercalation rep, my role is to represent the intercalating students of BSMS. I can also help any non-intercalating students with any queries they may have about intercalation. And finally, I organise the intercalation evening, which is attended by third years who are looking to intercalate and fourth years who have just finished intercalating and may share their experiences.
Bye. I'm buried in the past forever.
Hello, myself and Helena are the fourth year reps. Our role is pretty simple. We just organise a number of socials throughout the year. The biggest social is the IRP social, which unfortunately couldn't go ahead this year, but we did organise ice skating, volleyball and a lockdown pub quiz.
You don't really need any specific skills to be fourth year rep. You just need to be able to get on really well with your teammate and also communicate any information from MedSoc out to the rest of your year.
Hello, my name's Harry and I'm one of the fifth year reps. I'm just going to run through the things that we've been asked to talk about for the AGM. So to start with, this is for the fifth year reps, suitable for people who are going into fifth year. So what have we done this year? We organised the grad ball, which included getting sponsorship, sorting a venue, organising entertainment, and it wasn't just the fifth years that did this. We also had a committee that helped us, which was great. So we just asked who wanted to be involved with the grad ball, and we had there were 10 of us who ultimately organised different aspects of it. So it was quite good to delegate because it's a bit bigger than the other balls if you organised another one. We organised a raffle and other fundraisers because it is quite an expensive ball. So it's good to keep the costs down as much as possible. And we also had a couple of socials. So we organised one after the SJT, and after our final exams we organised one, a quiz on Zoom. So the best moment of the year was definitely going to the menu tasting at the i360. It was lush, and we also got to try the wine, which was good. So the pros is for being 50 rep is that you ultimately are in control of where you want the grab ball to be, what the theme is, any entertainment that you want. There are a couple of cons. It is quite a lot of work behind the scenes, especially considering you've got all your placements to be going to and your final exams and stuff. It is manageable in terms of the workload, but it is quite a thankless task, and it's often quite underappreciated from a lot of members of the year group, mainly just because they don't understand or they're not aware of the amount of work that goes into it. But it is definitely worth doing, and it is a lot of fun because you get to do it in a pair. And if the ball had gone ahead, it would have been even better. So what would we have changed? So because we were meant to be going on our elective and we had our final exams, it's good to get it sorted as early as possible. In previous years, 50 reps have got the entire ball sorted before Christmas. But we didn't manage that, so that could be something you'd improve. And then where people have asked, so some of the people that were playing our ball asked for deposits and for the decorations as well. But I just thought it'd be easier to pay it in full, because then if we were away, like I was going to be in Australia, organising the remainder of the balance to be paid would have been quite tricky. So although that hasn't really worked out now, because obviously we've had to cancel the ball, yes, that hasn't worked out, but we have approached everyone, and the people that have replied have said that if we do organise a postponed ball, they'd be happy to offer their services there. But yeah, so ultimately I would recommend doing this role. It's really fun, and seeing the committee every couple of weeks is really good, because sometimes in final year you can be a bit isolated out in the different regional centres, but it gave us an excuse to all come together. So yeah, good luck.
Hi, I'm Becca, I'm committee advisor. I've been on the committee for the last 2 years, first as secretary and then as vice president. So my job is to basically just be available for whenever Danny or Ollie need anything or need to ask any questions. My favourite thing about MedSoc is that it's like a big family, and it gives you the opportunity to join loads of societies where you get to meet people across the years.
Hello, my name's Ollie, I'm Vice President of MedSoc. So what I do as Vice President is, when there isn't a global pandemic on, I maintain the MedSoc calendar on using Google Calendar, which I get every society and sports teams to send me events that they've got, make sure it's up to date to prevent any clashes. Then if there are any clashes, I mitigate the fights that happen between the societies who are all desperate to get a certain date. So that's very fun indeed. And then I use that calendar to come up with the bulletin, which I send out to every student. So you've probably received it from me and ignored it. And that comes on to the most important thing and the most fun thing about being vice president, is that you have the monopoly on bulletin jokes. You can make as many bulletin jokes as you want, and for some reason they never get old. People still find them funny the 50th and the 60th and the 70th time I make them. Or maybe people just don't find it funny and they're just being polite. But anyway, that's it. So you do the Google Calendar, you maintain the bulletin, and you also do a lot of non-specific things in terms of just overseeing the running of MedSoc. So you're in every group chat with the president and each MedSoc committee member, so you see everything that goes on and you give your input when it's needed, and you just help the president do things generally. So yeah, so that's quite fun, seeing all that stuff. So I would recommend somebody to run for vice president if they are interested in how MedSoc overall is run and seeing each little bits of how each part of the committee functions, and if you're interested in doing leadership more so in MedSoc, going on to be MedSoc president, for example, or just president of a different society, it's really useful. And also it's just a good position on the committee if you like giving people information about dates and when things are going to happen, which I'm sure lots of people have that interest. But no, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, vice president's a fun role because you can make most of it if you want to, so you can do loads and loads of stuff and be really active if you like, or you can just not. I've been really active, I promise. That's basically it. That's all vice president is. Thanks very much.
Hello, my name is Daniel Ray and I am the President of MedSoc. What I'm going to do today is run through what the role entails and share with you a few things that I've learnt along the way. As President, you are in charge of MedSoc and you need to have been on MedSoc for at least a year in order to run for the role. A few things that I've learnt along the way include how to delegate power. As President, you wield a lot of power and you need to effectively distribute that throughout your committee. Otherwise, your job becomes much harder, basically impossible. So, yes, you need to do that. And you need to be able to look at the power that you and your committee have and then assess whether it's too much or there's an imbalance. And this can all be changed through amendments to the Constitution. And when you, as President, you need to be able to appraise the Constitution and see whether there needs to be any changes in order to make it a fairer and more democratic society. And that's what we've been doing. And the AGM, we're hoping to implement a lot of the new articles into this Constitution in order to provide a more transparent MedSoc. And on the 11th of July, we are going to be having a SGM where we're going to be implementing a lot of our policies. And the policies will show how we as MedSoc will enact the Constitution. And all these policies have been drafted and they will all be put in place, hopefully, during this SGM. And the committee have done a absolutely superb job in writing all these policies and getting them formed and generating them in the first place. And I do want to really take my hat off to my committee. Yeah, you guys, I want to say thank you. You guys have been brilliant. You put in a lot of hard work and I couldn't have asked for a better committee. I think you guys are going to make tremendous doctors. Another thing is that you do, as President, learn how to time manage effectively. I wouldn't say I've got much better at it. I'm still late to lectures, even though I'm at home. And it's something that, you know, on a personal level, I am trying to improve on. However, you as President, you are faced with a lot of deadlines, and that's not including school deadlines. That's a lot of these deadlines you do make for yourself, and you need to be able to look at a calendar and think, where will everything fit in, and where can I make sure that these things happen. And I have to admit, as the role has developed the skill a lot more. Another thing is you need to be able to communicate well with external bodies. This includes, but is not limited to, USU, UBUSU, the bank, and quintessentially the school and all the staff at the school. The better the relationship you have with all these separate bodies, the more smoothly everything can run within MedSoc. It's ultimately a team game. And okay, so as in summary, what do you need to be as president? What is the fundamental requirement in order to be president? And I guess it all boils down to your president's love for MedSoc. You must, as a president, love MedSoc. MedSoc is this really great thing that we, it's an absolute privilege to be part of, let alone have some form of some form of way of being able to contribute to it. I'm very proud to have been part of its story, and I think what's really cool about it is that you, whatever you and your committee do, does have an impact on people's time and experience at Bsms, and it's this MedSoc is this invaluable thing that we really do need to look after. And as president, you need to be able to look at MedSoc and think, okay, is this privilege open to absolutely everyone? And it should be. And I think you know what, it's been an absolute honor being your president, and I couldn't recommend the role anymore.